What's going on? This is Mitchell Wilderness Games. Tonight, it's like midnight. I'm cleaning my stalker cabinet before I bring it down to my game room. Stay tuned. Okay, this is a very rare game made by Senti, Ellen Bushnell's company. She bought for $1 million right after he sold Atari. His company was fledgling, he picked it up, turned it into what it is. It's one of my favorite games, Stalker. It's a card game. I already took the marquee down. It has like some waves in it, but otherwise it's in good condition. It's 2 pieces of plexi. 2 pieces of plexi with a adapter. So I already cleaned that up good. Right now I'm working on the box behind it. I'm using mainly simple green, like we all use. I also picked up this stuff, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, this is like my collection of chemicals over here. Just the Windex. And so I use Pledge, Old English, to basically clean the wood and give it a scent. So I use it to like, that's like almond and that's lavender. Like when the cabinet's stinky, you know, I just like, after I'm done cleaning it with the simple green, like the wood cabinet, I just do simple green and then I just go over it with some of that, and it just gives it a nice scent on the inside too. That's just kind of like the last thing I do. But I picked this up, simple green disinfectant. Guys, this can kill polio, HIV, like rotavirus, viruses I've never heard of, strep, all sorts of stuff, noro, MSR. This stuff is nasty. Kills like HIV in 30 seconds. It's crazy talk. So the reason why I picked that up recently as part of my cleaning kit is because my stalker, when I first, like, this cab reeks, and it's not as bad now. It reeked really bad when I first got it, and I was like, what is going on? It smells like something's dead in there. Well, I found a dead mouse in there. All the way at the bottom, a dead mouse. And so I open up the door. It's a cool door. Right there, that door opens up and the PCB comes out. The audio board's in there, the power board's in there. And not surprising, it's kind of interesting. The power board is, there's like the big transformer right there. It's like right next to the PCB. The power board is kind of reminds me of like an AR. It's like an AR4 or something, you know, which is Atari. And Nolan Bushnell, like, he founded Atari. You know, that was his baby. And so he just kind of continued what he did, and I think he got sued like crazy. Bally ended up buying it, Senti from him, but I think he got like sued like crazy and got out of, because it was like non-competition agreement break, and so he ended up like leaving arcade games and founding another company, Chuck E. Cheese. So anyways, yeah, all the way at the bottom of that, there was a nest. There was a mouse. There's a bunch of poop. It was just disgusting. So I used a different disinfectant. I used Lysol. Oops. Stuff kills germs. Blah blah blah. It says to disinfect. You gotta just like leave it on. Well, I got the even more powerful stuff yesterday. So I'm gonna go all back through and just spray everything down. I mean, I already cleaned pretty much all of it out. You can't vacuum it out because there's hantavirus. So hantavirus is inside the feces of mice. So you have to be really careful. You don't want to make it airborne and breathe it in by vacuuming it up. So kind of a spray and wipe job. And yeah, so this cab reeks It reeks for lots of reasons. It reeks because dead things might eat dead things, and it reeks because of smoke, and it reeks because there's just a lot of rotten nastiness in there. So yeah, I'm gonna disinfect it. I'm gonna clean it, then disinfect it again, and then spray it with like the lavender stuff when I'm done. So right now I'm just working on the marquee. I've already cleaned inside. I just got finished doing that. It kind of seems boring to show you guys like cleaning inside a marquee, like, you know. I took the marquee off, wiped everything down with simple green. Took the bottom bracket off as well. There's a bunch of junk in there. It was really bad. Spoonfuls of junk. I'm gonna just spray disinfectant on everything like before I close it up and all that kind of stuff. It's Stalker, S-T-O-C-K-E-R, like stock car, and it's a riff off of Dukes of Hazzard, with like the, you know, jacked up modified car, like orange car, and what do they call it, generally, and it's a mix. It's a mashup between Dukes of Hazzard, this game, and Smoking the Bandit. So like Smoking the Bandit, amazing movie. Both of those, like one's a TV show, one's a movie. I watched that as a kid. Basically, like they have to go from like, I don't know what it is, California to Boston or something, with like a bunch of alcohol, something weird like that, in a truck, in a big like 18-wheeler for a party. Some guys, and if they can pull it off in like a certain amount of time, like a short amount of time, then he'll give them like crazy amount of money. And so I'm remembering this when I was a kid, so I could be off here, but like they figured they'd go like 100 miles an hour, like without stopping unless for fuel or something, like to get there. And like there's no way they could do that in an 18-wheeler and not get pulled over and whatever. So like the bandit, his buddy, jumps into like a black Firebird, I think it is, and legendary actor plays him, and he like drives even faster in front of him to like make the cops chase him in front as like a decoy. So they like chase him, but he's like such a crazy driver that like they can't catch him. Then he loses him, and the truck just drives right past like the traps, and the cops are gone. Like the officers are not there anymore because they're too busy chasing the bandit who's driving 200 miles an hour up the road, like going across the median, like doing like spins and like just jumping things and just crazy, like Dukes of Hazzard kind of stuff, right? And so this game is like kind of mixed between that. You're like driving like the General Lee, basically. It's like an orange car, and you're got crazy like fishtails, and it's super awesome. It's really fun. It kind of reminds me of Sprint, an Atari game. It reminds me of Sprint, Super Sprint. And so, but it has even better physics, way better physics for like skidding and stuff. And you drive across country. You have to go from like Florida to California or something in this game to beat the game, which I've never done. I've gotten like pretty far, but I've never done that. I've seen guys do it on like the record forums and stuff. It's pretty cool. Actually, the record was set on the Fun Spot machines, the one like the one I was played. So, anyways, it's a really neat concept, and a lot of video game companies would design their games off of movies. You know, like King Kong, like that's Donkey Kong, right? This big ape on top of a building. Like all they did was make the building a construction site. It's an unfinished building. It's just scaffolding. That's what Nintendo did for that game. And they like literally admitted that in court when they got sued. Was it Universal Pictures? I think it was. And Howard Lincoln. Any Nintendo fans out there remember that name? Howard Lincoln, I believe, was their lawyer. And so they got sued by Universal Pictures for like copying, for ripping off like King Kong, and Howard Lincoln pulled up an earlier case and argued that Universal Pictures got sued earlier, like a couple of years earlier or something, I guess, and they argued that like a big ape or whatever that has a girl hostage or whatever, like it's like so generic or whatever that it's like public domain stuff. It's like nobody owns that. It's like an animal catches like a person, and then like her boyfriend or husband like goes and like protects, like, or goes and saves her or whatever. And so like apparently like they got sued by somebody, and they like argued that like it wasn't specific enough. It wasn't like It was just like a very general thing. And they won that case. And Howard used that against them to say they even argued themselves that it can't be owned by somebody. That like King Kong, that Kong like ape stealing someone, that can't be owned by Universal Pictures, because that's actually what they like argued themselves. So Nintendo put their own logic against them. Howard Lincoln did, and won. I think it was in New York State, and won. And so he ended up becoming the president of Nintendo of America. Howard Lincoln, like, you know, Nintendo Power. There's like a little write up in the intro about from Howard Lincoln. You know, like when I'm a kid, like when I was a kid, like Howard Lincoln was like one of my heroes. You know. Come to find out, he was just Nintendo's lawyer, and he won them like the biggest case of their life, you know, with their biggest game ever. But anyways, that was just a rip-off of a movie, basically. And so tons and tons and tons of video games are like rip-offs of movies, and they play around with them. What's funny on this, I know this is like a really long diatribe, but I'm glad you're hanging out. Whatever, we're having a chat. The high score screen in this game, which maybe I'll show you at some point, I don't know, it needs to be worked on. It worked when I was there. I brought it home, and it was kind of like they didn't do too well in the ride. But high score screen is called like what is it, it's a mix between like, it's like it's called like high scores from the top, Smokey and the Dukes or something. It's like ridiculous. It's literally just a mix between Smokey the Bandit and Dukes of Hazzard. It's something like that. It's like it's so ridiculous. I don't remember what it says exactly, but it's like Smokey the Dukes high scores. Yeah, anyway, so I love the game. It's super fun. The fishtails. Actually, in the intro, at the beginning of this video, you see a car fishtailing around an S-turn. That's this game. When I played at Fun Spot, I took footage, took a little excerpt, you know, and I put it inside my intro after. Anyways, this is the game. I'm gonna put on the marquee. The chemicals are bad, okay? Like if you get bleach like on your raw skin, like that's bad. That's gonna change your skin, like forever. I know someone it happened to. They got bleach on their foot. They spilled it on their foot, like on their shoes, and their foot has never been the same. So I hate that they use particle board for the top of this game. I can't stand particle board. The junk of the junk. I don't even like plywood. You know, plywood's a joke. It's not even real wood. Great. Like, I'm a bushcrafter, man. Like, I go to the woods and cut a tree down, like when I want to carve spoons and carve bowls and cookses and stuff. You know, like I'm a crafter. I go and grab my own materials, cut birch and maple trees down, and do what I gotta do. This stuff isn't even real wood. It's like there's no grain to it. It's a joke, you know. That's looking pretty sharp. The steering wheel was like so sticky. It's like it had adhesive on it. Nice and smooth now. That in and of itself took me maybe an hour to clean that steering wheel. But it's money now. I didn't do anything on the inside. I didn't grease anything, nothing. I didn't grease anything on the inside. But man, is this game smooth. It has a lighted button, which like Atari cabinets did, like Asteroids. See, it's cool, man. Like, it's cool that this Senti cabinet has like Atari details on it, you know? Because it's like a post-Atari cabinet in a way. I haven't even cleaned behind this. Look at the cobwebs. Dude, next level cobwebs. Yeah, I mean, I don't think these games are like crazy money. It's not like buying a Star Wars cabinet. Like, Star Wars cabinets are like $3,000, you know? And this is not a $3,000 game at all. He gave me a fantastic deal because it needs a lot of work. It has dead things in it, Mikey. Dead things, Mikey. But it's, you know, it needs a lot of work. It needs a new bottom. Its little wheels broke off. Like, it's a project cabinet, but it works. The monitor needs a ton of work. The colors are all jacked up. It's gonna need a whole all new cap kit done. I'll have to take the monitor apart. It's gonna be a job and a half. Wow. When's the last time that's happened? I think it's been a while. Tons of cobwebs. All sorts of stuff going on here. Just gonna go around and trap some of this stuff. Get rid of some of the webbing. Wow, this is thick glass. How this bezel is. Is it 2 layers? Is it just printed on the back? Let's look at it. I've never looked at a Senti bezel before. Oh, it's just printed on the back. I'll do green first. Whoa, dude. Oh my God. That's not dirty. Oh my God. Wow. 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 I'm just like, wow. Look at this. You can see where I wiped. Wow, it's intense. Quite a bit of burn on it. I don't care. I'm very, very, very happy to own this game. This is one of my grails. As they call it. 3 grail games are Crossbow by Exidy. Again, this isn't based off of what I think other people think is cool. It's not based off of rarity, value. Games that are special to me. Favorites to play. Games I played my whole life. Whatever the reason. Crossbow. Star Wars. Upright. It used to be Star Wars sit down, but I like the upright better now. But Star Wars regardless. And Stalker. And another game that's right on the cusp right around there was a Grail game. That was a game I was looking for right after this game. Versus a Duck Hunt. Again, not a highly, sought after game or respected game. Or, I don't know if it's disrespected, but you know what I mean. It's a Nintendo game anyways. A lot of people like Duck Hunt, but it's not like Robotron, It's not like Donkey Kong. there are games that are loved by the arcade community, a lot more than Duck Hunt. But, you know, Pac-Man is Pac-Man, etc. But to me, Duck Hunt is just fun incarnate. Now we're talking. I was looking underneath it before and I saw like chewed up acorns. So a mouse was like eating his dinner underneath the board set. Not good. So there's the logic board. There's the read-only memory, the ROM board, the game board, the auto board. That's the power board right there. And right down there is the audio board. The only reason why I know that is because Todd from TNT Amusements made a video of his stalker. Go check out his channel. He is amazing. I really like his channel. I like his videos. And his work is great. The cabinets are all shopped out. He's got a crazy shop, bunch of employees fixing stuff. It's amazing. Decades in the business. So, yep, we're gonna do a lot of wiping now. The poison control here. Blast the places that I just really can't get to. On the bottom of the cabinet. Oh man, yeah, there's... Oh, there's a dead mouse. I found a carcass. Yeah. Got some stuff going on underneath the board set here. Oh, yeah. That's the second mouse I've seen in this cabinet. Got the gloves, and I'm gonna disinfect everything before I touch anything. Not good. Wish I could just vacuum that all up. Be like 2 seconds. Done. Sprayed with disinfection. Walk away. But you can't. Because if that has antivirus, you bring it airborne. I mean, this stuff kills HIV, polio, right? All sorts of stuff. Okay, I think the monitor paper is in there. Amongst that nastiness. Electro Home, 19-inch, February 1985. G07. On the CDC website it says whenever you handle like mouse poop, which I'm going to, you should throw away the clothes you were wearing when you did it. Throw the clothes away. Seriously, that's what it says. It says wash your hands twice after, and don't eat with your hands for like 2 days or something. It said. It was crazy, the stuff it was saying. I'm gonna just take my clothes off and throw them in the washing machine. Wow, I just noticed the ink from the Target bag is dripping down the bag. The color of the bag is like dripping down the bag because that bottle, like the liquid, the chemical in that bottle sprayed the bag a little bit. Wow, that chemical is serious, dude. That's in that bottle. It's stripping the dye out of the bag. Alright, it's hard to show you because I really can't pick up my camera. I'm wearing gloves. Full of this stuff, but it's all wiped down in there. It's clean. I mean, it's pretty clean. But I don't know, I feel like it's clean enough. But I sprayed the disinfectant in there several times. Wiped it several times. I'm gonna spray it all again right now. And I'm gonna push the PCB back in and try to lift it up to do the front. So it says, right? So it looks wet. Puddle of disinfectant, dude. Okay, so I'm down to one glove. I had the comical movie scenario where I was like wiping and I hit something metal and it tore my glove. You know? And then I like contracted some crazy disease or whatever. Yeah, pretty cool. Not really. So yeah, clean underneath there. Puddle disinfectant, all wiped out. Although there's little scuffs of wood in there. This is the track. I understand how it works now. There's a little lip to it. I've got the game lifted up on the latch. These wires. Keep that in. It's actually going in how it's supposed to now. I'm going to spray this door down and screw that in, and we're done. Just needs this final wipe down with the lavender stuff, just to make it smell good. I just went crazy on this thing, man, for hours and hours and hours, like 5-6 hours or something. I've just been cleaning. You know, man, the whole time just going crazy. And it's gonna pay off. So I have a nice clean machine, a safe machine to have in my house around my kids. One of my favorite games. So I have to go over the mechanical stuff. You know, it's gonna need to be greased and things like that. The wheel will have to be tweaked and greased, and the shifter as well. And if there's any issues, they're gonna have to be addressed. When I played it at his house, the wheel looked fine. When I got it home, it wouldn't turn right. So I'm gonna have to see if I can fix that. So I'm gonna just keep wiping this thing down with this scented stuff. Alright, she's nice and clean now. Got out all the nasties. Alright, Stalker. All cleaned out. And tomorrow, it's gonna go in the game room. See you guys next one.